went to make a video or do some videos last week and realised I started recording them, but then realised that I'd cancelled my Dropbox.
Weird. Rightio, I've got live stream back up and running now for Thursday night. Let's see if the audio starts working properly this time round. So we'll do a bit of a ticky tour through some of the cars and click around a wee bit, and Shano can have a quick moderate again from what he can see from the live stream.
It looks fine. I'm just looking at it right now.
So
it's on Stefan, and he's driving around a track, a long road in France.
Cool.
At the correct pace.
Nice. And if I click onto Michael van der Haas and start talking about him, because he's moved up into second spot over Jack Hunt's, then hopefully all of that will click and roll over and reflect the right talkies at the right timies.
Yep, I can confirm that it has just changed to that man on screen, Michael van der Haas.
Yep, that looks perfect. We're all synced up now, so awesome. Apologies for the technical difficulties, everyone out there. Thank you for bearing with us, and we'll bring you the rest of this race as we're, 12 minutes into an hour and 15 race, so just over an hour to go, so still plenty of action to bring you.
Well, what we can do, because the data from SDK is still very much alive and well, is we can bring to you the start of the race via replay.
Beautiful.
Oh, isn't technology handy?
So look at that. So I've got all the cars there, stacked, ready to go. Down the bottom, looks like I might be able to do the Skypey thing. Corey could find us anything cool happening for our drivers out there that's currently happening live, in case we miss anything dramatic. So we'll let that one run through, and these boys will get away very quickly. There should be one here that says green flag, so that's all of them lined up. Let's jump to the green flaggy moment. Look at us.
So we can see we had Stefan McCartan off the pole, Aaron Goodrick alongside, and Stefan with control got the start. Stefan and Aaron both pulling away off the front row and able to come through, and GT3 field coming in through behind, and looks like it was Nico Cordier getting away quickest from those guys, but Darren has since moved through and actually trying to find Nico's had an issue. He's showing a lap down on my timing.
He's been through pit lane 52 seconds up on the jack, so
wow,
not too sure what happened there.
Yeah, so
not seeing any data for Nico going off track or crashing, but he's certainly had an issue, which is a real shame because he's really been showing great form in the GT3 and unable to convert tonight by the look of it. Still a long way to go though.
Yeah, certainly had a lot of promise coming into tonight's race with how quickly he was cutting around the track and some very fast lap times. Not very often you see Darren Mob chasing down cars after he's already started near the front of the field, but was that way tonight.
Well, I think both races last week he chose to start from the pits in the V8 and the HPR Series, and both times he actually failed to come through and take the race. So it really shows that level of competition has stepped up a notch from where we're used to seeing him be able to start from the pit lane and comfortably win most races.
Yes.
There's definitely got a fair few people bringing it to him and making it a lot harder for him to do things like that.
Very much so. So what I can show is also a couple of wee moments at the start of the race as well. One with Adam Hughes with some crash data, and also Bill Kilgore. So we'll have a quick nosy at those. So just bearing in mind, obviously, if you're just tuning in, a little bit of complication for tonight's stream starting up, and we've gone through the normal back door that we used to use frequently. And you're watching a replay currently of the start of the race and the live shot of the race currently down in the bottom corner, thanks to our picture-in-picture. Adam Hughes crash. Cold tyres getting underway, flick spinning around, and narrowly avoiding colliding there with Mr. Bill Kilgore, who had started from pit lane.
Fastest lap of the race for Stefan McCartan that time round of 3:24.31.
Wow.
And they're just having a wee look down there through the data. Dylan Petch up 8 spots. Quinn Wilson up 7. Adam Hughes up 7. They're your biggest movers in the GT3 field. And Dan Turner up 2 spots is actually your biggest mover in the GT field. Looks like Vanderhaas down the lane now as well.
So just having a quick tick through the crash data so far from some of the boys, bringing us back to what will be current. We saw right off narrowly avoiding it, rear-ending his teammate before, and here's Thomas McCall just coming into the corner with a little bit too much rear brake bias at hand, and getting it pulled round. Aaron Goodrick also suffered some fate to the crash monster. There was a good view of some foliage there for a minute, wasn't there?
Oh, Doug.
Oh.
Whoa. So 32 seconds for Michael Vanderhaas up on the jacks, and a minute 12 down through the lane. So here's the first of the GTPs to take his stop, and he is back out doing it. Stefan McCartan yet again sets another... No, he hasn't. He hasn't crossed the line yet. He just has. Don't mind me. It's Thursday, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
And if you're in the need for some auto parts, this week's weekly sponsor would be the people to give a call. Dougie, being a Christchurch local, you'll know where Stanmore Road is.
Stanmore Road, I certainly know where that one is, and there's an auto parts store down there, and surprisingly enough, it's called Stanmore Road Auto Parts.
How good. And good deals on NGK Spark bikes.
There you go.
I don't actually know if that's true or not, but they do sell them there. I did see that when I checked out their website.
Well, I think we're nearly caught up with our slippery slidey moments. I'm wondering, I know there's no rain forecast for today, as Cheryl's gone on holiday and taken the bad rain with her, but a lot of these cars seem to be really struggling for rear traction. Is the track exceedingly warming up between can anyone, Shane or Corey confirm?
Oh, it'd be Shano's job tonight. Having iRacing at his fingertips.
Should be able to find that for you. What have we got? Track is 38 degrees, so
Okay,
yeah, fairly warm.
A little bit up there, yeah.
What's the time?
What time of day?
Yeah.
In some time, it is just coming up to 10 minutes to 3.
From the other. Wow.
Wow, that is certainly warm for that time.
It's going to be warmer.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be warm in that long road in France this time of the year, or the time of the year the race is set.
Yeah, I think I can't recall exactly what the sim date was, but it was not far off this time of year, so it was. Yeah, certainly would have been in the height of summer, so that would explain the high temperatures. I've been doing some digging into what happened to Nico as well.
Yes.
I will correct what I said earlier about him being a lap down. That was compared to the GTP leaders. He is on the same lap as GT3 leaders. It looks like he had a couple of slowdowns on lap 3 that cost him positions, and then he may have just come to the pits to get his first stop out of the way, but given that it was a long stop time, I believe he may have got caught either speeding into the pits or an unsafe pit entry.
There we go. Well, thank you, Shane. That certainly helps clarify that. We've just seen Stephen McCartan come through and serve a pit stop at his end as well. 26 seconds worth of time he sat there getting some fuel and some tyres. Now, what was the... we were having a quick talk about guidelines earlier. Did we manage to knuckle down that for our endurance races? We're pretty sure 2 stops, minimum of 2 tyres at each stop.
That is bang on, and Nico's actually just coming into pit lane for his second stop as well. So I assure, they have a full tank available to them, so he will be able to get home from here. 25 minutes into a 1 hour 15-minute race.
Cool.
GT3s normally do an hour on the tank, so this will be Nico completing his pit strategy, and hopefully it goes a bit smoother than his previous stop. Hopefully he's not sitting there for 50 seconds this time.
No, he'll be
in and out. Look at that.
Yeah, 3.97 seconds. That's super quick.
Oh,
That's
very impressive for changing a couple of tyres.
I was going to say, has that taken place, or did he maybe just get a fast repair?
That's an interesting one, yeah. We can.
I think he hasn't gone up on the jack, so I can confirm he hasn't changed any tyres in that stop. So that will not count towards his CPS requirement.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Very.
Just taking a wee sneak peek review. Came to a stop.
You can see there, stops, doesn't go up on the jacks.
No, but I did see look like some bumpers and stuff reimagining themselves on the front and rear of the car, so it's possibly just taken a fast repair. So, yeah, maybe a bit of a timely cost that he didn't decide to take the proper allotted stoppage and get that all done in one hit. We'll see if he comes in for an additional stop later on.
Good battle going on here between Stonesy and Makatapi.
Stonesy's been in all the battles this week. Oh, he's gone a bit wide there though.
Macca just got round him and has carried on his merry way in his pursuit to catch up to Roger Fulbert in front of him. Pippo McCartan.
Oh, Mac has had a big moment there, and that's going to open the door for Stonesy to cruise on by.
Whenever we look at that again, I don't believe he was touched, but maybe he got a little bit of a fright and lifted funny. Not usually our Sean to be caught out in the moment, but let's have another quick look at what happened there.
We touched there.
I don't think there was.
I don't know if that was a net code or whether it was just a big air buffer. It
Could have been some net code.
iRacing just saying, yep, nah, bugger it. Here you go for a ride, mate.
yeah. Oh, it's really hard.
I think he's just tried to hold it harder to the right as that GTP was coming through and just lost the rear.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what, I'm gonna disappear and try and get the word on that, and I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, roving reporter Shane White, or Shamius Whiteus, as he was named on Tuesday night.
I really hope he comes back upstairs like huffing and puffing, like he's had to run down from the box to the pits to get the 411 on what's happened just here.
Yeah, that's 100% what is going on here. Macca getting another pass done, no?
No defending, so he's, that was just allowing Nathan Gardner to go by, so Sean's a little bit out of sequence at the minute. A few cars going by. Sitting in the draft, and he's got one of the GTP class cars coming up behind him, I believe. Who would that be?
Vanderhaas.
Vanderhaas, it was.
Yeah, picking up on what these guys, what sort of dress these guys are wearing now. It's after doing this for a year.
Yes. Yeah, when you're certainly in and out of it a lot more frequently, you can tell cars from a distance usually who they are. Sometimes matching teams make it a little bit harder, but yeah, obviously haven't done much streaming this season myself. I was a wee bit confused as to whose livery that was, but running back in through the door now, heaving, huffing and puffing, Shane White. You managed to get down to the pit lane and checked in with the engineers pretty quickly there, but what's the word on Sean McNamara, mate? What happened?
Well, it was pretty tense in the Jigsaw garage. Sean has said over the radio that he felt contact, so he believes there was contact. Obviously not seeing that on the replay, so potentially net code. But yeah, he was not too pleased with it anyway.
Oh, very good. Hopefully he's able to regather himself and push forward. He's not long just lost this position to Nathan Gardner, but he's doing a mighty fine job of gluing himself to the rear end of that Mustang there, and looking at sizing up a potential overtake manoeuvre.
Yeah, that'd put him in an awkward position, being behind the team owner there in front of him there in the Mustang there, Steve Darren too.
Yeah. While you've got that going down in the bottom corner for us there, Corey, I might get you just to come out to TV2 camera on that battle, and I'm just going to have a quick looky back at another couple of crashes that have taken place in the field.
Nice.
So we've got an incident here with looks like Leith Swinney and possibly Dylan Petch happening around the same time.
Spencer's building.
Oh, that is
Unlucky.
super unfortunate.
That is unlucky.
Yeah, unfortunate and very unlike Leith to have those kind of dramas. hence I said earlier, a little bit of unfortunate luck with rear ends of cars going around, and it looks like Dylan Petch has suffered that twice in early quick succession there, looping it again whilst trying to drive away.
Yeah, a few more cars gone through pit lane there while we were having that wee yarn. Blake Greenhall just going down the lane now. Dylan Petch, Quinn Wilson, Adam Hughes, all through for their stop. Lee Twinney, all through for their stops on lap 7.
There's a pass being made by Nathan Gardner and Sean McNamara on the other Jigsaw Racing team member, Steve Darren. But these guys still in hot battles. Keep it on the replay here at a moment for these two. They drag race themselves down the long straightaway. Very tense moment as the GTP class car sitting tightly behind them. Now with enough room to be able to get round them safely, so Sean's actually been able to successfully pull that off, and is sitting there in front of Nathan Gardner again, so they'll be having a pretty fun time, these two, I imagine. Again, Sean will still be fairly annoyed that he's not further up the field play.
Yeah, someone who's a little bit further down than a normal would be Blake Greenhall too. He's down 5 positions from his starting spot. He's done 2 pit stops, or been through the lane twice, so I'm not sure whether he's had an incident that's put him a little bit further back than normal.
I don't believe I saw Blake's name. Actually, no, I can confirm there was on lap 5 a couple of moments there for Balake. Let's have a quick look here and see what might have been unfortunate for him.
Those curves, is it? Oh, there's an incident there.
Oh, he's...
Someone stuck on the curve. Who was that? Oh no. Oh, they've gotten off.
Oh, he's got it off.
But Paul Bloomquist there slowed down there on the inside.
That was certainly all gaining positions there for Blake.
Yeah, so I believe the crash data might have just been him avoiding those cars coming to a rapid stop. Here's Paul. This is back on that 5, I believe that's with McNamara.
Oh, yep, there's contact there. So when I went to talk to Sean, he did ask the question whether I was talking about the incident with the GTP or the incident with Paul. So that explains that one. So certainly contact on that one, and Paul slowing up there, so potentially looking to redress it, but Sean very much dropping a long way back. That's how Stonesy got in front of him in the first place, and obviously it was not long after that he rounded Stonesy up and then ended up having that incident with the GTP.
There you go. So modest respect there between the drivers. They were having a pretty good fun bit of battle, and Paul just putting his hand up and making that acknowledgement, saying, "Yep, no, sorry, that was certainly on me. Got a little bit too overzealous with the battling, and it's caused you to go round." I'd love to see that kind of ownership on oneself here at SuperCars NZ. It doesn't mean that Sean wasn't unlucky further following on from that moment a bit later on where he ran wide. So sitting at the front of the field, come back to our live viewing.
I did just see as well while we were looking at the replays of Sean, I happened to be watching Sean live, and he actually had a moment going straight on through the Dunlop chicane at the start of this lap and has dropped back behind Nathan Gardner as a result of that. Has, however, moved ahead of Stonesy, I believe, because Stonesy's been into the pits.
Yep. Yeah, there's still certainly a number of cars out there that haven't taken their first stop. A handful of the GTPs and half a handful of the GT3s yet to make their first stop.
One GTP, so we'll call that a pinch of GTPs.
There we go. Yeah. So
And yeah, a handful, as you say. Darren Lobb, Paul Bloomquist, Sean McNamara, and Steve Darren yet to go through the lane. Like Thomas McCall as well. Has he left the building, or is he still here?
No, I don't believe he's not circulating there at all. Shane McLeod, he's still out there, so he's the last one on our field of drivers. And he actually had quite an abundant amount of time there with his last stoppage, 4 minutes and 3 seconds. He sat in the pits for. So not too sure what exactly has happened there, but Shane not having the best of nights. I can see up and down through the telemetry data there a couple of times he's gone off track.
But I'll give it to Shane. He's still there, still out there circulating. So credit for that, my friend.
Very much so. This is looking at a battle pack of Dylan Petch, Lee Swinney, and Adam Hughes. Chugging along quite nicely.
Yeah, so a nice little battle pack here, but probably just spread out enough at the moment that no immediate threat of anybody making a pass, but of course close enough that if any of these guys make a mistake, then they will be losing a position to the car behind.
Yes. Paul Blomqvist, as Corey's got it showing for us there, coming in to serve his first pit stop for the evening.
Yeah, what would you call that colour? Salmon?
No.
No?
Burnt peach, isn't it?
I don't know. It's some interesting colour combos on that car.
What do you reckon, Shane?
Got my attention.
I think I'd probably go with burnt peach out of those. The wheels are certainly salmon.
Sean McNamara also.
Or maybe something else pink.
Florally pink, aren't they?
Very much so.
We love Paul's standout wheels. Had a chat to him over the time and wondered whether it was an error because it aligned with a different colour car he ran previously, and he said no, just enjoys the contrast difference between something that should go with the car, makes it stand out a little bit more, and certainly does.
But hey, we could always just say he's permanently running pink wheels as a permanent gesture to breast cancer awareness. How about that?
It works, doesn't it?
Nice little bit of side by side between a couple of GTPs there. Aaron Goodrick and Kristen Jenkins, I believe.
Yes.
Aaron getting the move done into the right-hander there.
Jack Hintz down the lane also from the lead of the race in the GTP class too.
Very good. And
Stefan retakes the lead.
Bit of foliage there for you folks.
Foliage. Tin roof.
Adam.
Here's the roof, and
what's happened on the inset there?
Oh,
How are you on there, Corey?
Kristen Jenkins has
he's
done
gone.
himself a mischief. He's back going again, so he's in 6th place in the GTP class.
He was
Yep.
well and truly into the tyres, though.
Yes, he overshot the braking area there, I think. Might have been
Antonio
concentrating on the
Mendes.
car in front.
Whoa!
He did get onto the curb in the right-hander, and I just wonder if that unsettled the car a bit, and as he was gathering that up, he found himself unable to arrest the speed that he needed to in the early curved part of that braking zone, and just ended up well down into the tyres there.
It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, everybody seems a little bit spread out. It'd be a shame if there was a safety car.
Safety car. Safety car.
We might have to work on getting together for a new video for that with the Simblack safety car for our upcoming Enduros, Doug.
No, Shane. No, actually, I'm not coming anywhere near your safety car because you didn't want to listen to the best piece of advice we were trying to give you about it.
I'm not putting the grids on the bloody car.
Safety car.
That I put out there.
That sounds absolutely ludicrous.
Of course it is. See, Corey knows what he's talking about. And just to clarify on that, obviously we've got our Simblacks Enduro Cup coming up. You might have seen that advertised on the page. If you're keen to get involved, chuck on a sign up. And if you're not keen to get involved, you just want to watch, we're going to have that live right here on the Broadcasting Lounge, Sandown 500 on the 22nd of September. And Bathurst 1000 on the 27th of October.
Yep, that's going to be absolutely awesome, and I think it's the same again. Is it me and you for Sandown, and is Doug going to be around for Bathurst, or is it? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because that was my first foray into commentary, and it's been a year almost. It was around this time last year that you did the races in September.
We did.
Yeah, that's right. I'm hoping we can come up with a plan where I'm going to be not required in commentary, so I'll be able to drive the safety car in both races, but need to work out exactly who's available when, as far as that's concerned.
Oh, I'm there with bells on, Shano. Yeah, a couple of the GT3 cars there in pit lane, Gerald Ecclestone and
Yeah, a long time
Steve
Jared's
Darren.
in there. He must have got a bit of a penalty because he's just coming up to a minute and 10 seconds worth of stoppage here currently. So
Shane might be able to have a look on the entries there and see if he's currently on a black flag.
He's got a meatball flag, actually.
There we go, he's towed. Has he?
He did jump to the pits, yeah.
There you go, that's the car just imaginarily sitting there, and he's waiting for it to imaginarily be towed back to the pit lane.
Oh, same corner. So that's interesting. He didn't hit anything, just ended up in the gravel. You don't tend to get stuck in the gravel in iRacing like you would in real life, but...
yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected. He has hit something on the way in there.
He certainly did. And was very quick to
Bit of a crunch.
take the option to tow.
Well, that's probably what I would describe as the Porsche doing Porsche things.
Yeah. Yeah. And if,
mid-engine, flippy flip.
if people don't understand that saying, then they really do need to come out and, find a friend who's got iRacing, go along to a sports bar or something that has some simulators that run the iRacing. There's a couple of good ones throughout the South Island, and a couple hovering around through the North Island as well. Get into any of your local sim dealerships. Obviously MRP probably be able to sort you out. Simblacks, all those ones, they've probably got a bit of an iRacing thing set up there. And just say, I would like to race the Porsche because I want to know what they mean when they say Porsche does Porsche things. And you'll soon understand very quickly what we mean.
Well, Shane, you went to Taupo this year and you got to go on a Racing Sims motion simulator, and you did some laps at Bathurst, and it was in a Porsche.
It was in the Porsche GT3, and
It was
with the motion I found. Yeah, with the motion I found actually a lot more drivable than what I tend to found when I've driven the Porsche in my own sim. But I did find when I really tried to push it over the top, I did lose the rear like Stonesy did just then. Probably the best way to describe what's going on to somebody who hasn't experienced. Obviously, rear engine in the Porsche, so engine is mounted behind the rear axle. So as soon as you get on the brakes and try and put the weight over the front wheels, that engine is basically wanting to go in front of both your
Everything
axles
else.
because it's on the back of the car. So when you try and add some cornering in while you're hard on the brakes, it really doesn't like it, and it tends to want to swing around like a big pendulum, and that's what it's done to Stonesy on that occasion.
And when you think that you've got a sliding Porsche in control and you've added the correct amount of oversteer to it, it's often not. It's often too much, and then begins the fun game of tank slappers.
Absolutely.
I would suggest, if you don't know what tank, and got
Stefan.
making his way through the field and past our front pack of GT3s.
I'm still not used to seeing Quinn in Simblack's colours.
Yes, I know. I keep thinking it's someone else of the likes running it, but certainly a good head nod there to Quinn and the effort he's put into his racing over the last wee while, and the fact that he's teamed up with one of the boys from Simblacks for the upcoming Endurance Race Series, and he's now got to wear fully fledged black and yellow colours.
Yeah, biggest mover of the race on screen there down in the P&P. Adam Pew's up 12 positions into 11th overall and looks to be 5th. 5th in GT3. He is. I can see it now. Now I look at the actual Discord screen.
Here we go. So, yeah, not too much obviously in the way of movers up there in the GTPs. And if we have a quick click on to Adam, he's just had a bit of a slowdown and he's lost a couple of spots there. But now sitting equal with Paul Blomqvist. Both of them up 7 spots respectively.
Well, yeah, it's absolutely brutal around here as well. I can tell you that Adam still has the black flag next to his name, so still hasn't managed to bleed off that slowdown as yet.
Yeah, of course, 30 seconds to get rid of those slowdowns too, and if you don't, then you get a stop and hold. I'm not sure how long. Can't remember. But it's unfortunate. It's a bit of a battle going on. Leaf Swinney and Sean McNamara. Sean's managed to get right up on the back of Leaf a couple of times. He's just crept away to over half a second and now back to, wow, pretty close, if you can see on screen. We're on the same camera, Douglas.
No, we weren't. I was on gyro. From the passenger seat.
Creeping.
So they're going to go side by side here.
Yeah, Leaf's going to have the right away for the first corner there, but yes, Sean's got the inside, but if you can stay on the outside here, he'll have no, he's slipped in behind, probably a good idea. Don't want to be involved in any shenanigans with that man.
Whoa.
Oh, he's had a bit of a slide off the back of that curve.
Don't Shane, it was unfortunate timing there.
That's alright, I actually thought you dragged him in here for a chat for a moment. I thought, based on the chat I had with him before, it might not be the best idea.
I must admit, I took a very quick glance at the at the Discord channel because I know that he has recently set that up to welcome everyone to his presence by joining the SuperCars NZ Discord.
I did wonder that the other night when he joined Discord, that song played. I said, oh, yeah, that's good. I almost want to drag him in here now.
No, I think he wasn't in the best of moods when I talked to him before, so I think he's probably best left alone at the moment.
No, that is 100% fair enough, my friend.
So as we're coming down into the last 25 minutes of the race, I think incident points are going to be something on people's mind, and this might be Aaron Goodrick racking up a few.
Oh!
Well, it was right on the ragged edge all the way through that chicane, and he almost gathered it up, but just lost it right at the last moment. So certainly Aaron would have picked up probably about 4 incident points there. But I can tell you as well that actually Shane McLeod has got a drive-through penalty next to his name. He's gone to 19 incident points. The guys are restricted to 17. So Shane's had a moment out there that's pushed him over that by a couple, and he's going to have to take a tour of the lane. Right-off Jenkins also getting close, sitting on 14, and Dylan Petch just behind him on 13.
Wow.
See Dylan here joining the battle here with Leith and Sean McNamara. Well, he's attempting to. As we come down Mulsanne straight. No? Yes? Yes.
Yeah.
A little lost there for a second. Quinn Wilson up 11 spots. In front of these guys too. Wow, 30 seconds up the road.
Not a huge amount of draft gain down there. I would have expected a touch more. I was going to say there's someone who's got the draft just right, but no, that's a GTP car flying on by.
Oh, there's been a Leith is unloaded on the back of Sean McNamara. Just missing the braking marker, I'm guessing, so a little bit unfortunate. Oh, a bit of a standoff here.
Oh,
Had enough.
yeah.
I was thinking it'd be funny to do an onboard with, get somebody to do a lap around here. Tell us about, imagine Mulsanne. Oh, this bit's, a bit hairy.
So I don't know if we'll see from this camera or not. Wow, Jack was close. I just don't know if Sean, did he get stuck there on the fence? No.
I think that might have just been the straw that broke the camel's back for Sean, and he might have decided to call it a night, tow him back to the pits there.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
No, it was an awesome battle, but yeah. Anyway.
Oh, I've just had Quinn Wilson having a big slide on my screen. He's gathered it up.
Bringing it into pit lane. And Quinn be looking at coming in for his second stop for the night.
Yeah, I've got Dylan Petch there coming up to the final part of the circuit. So that's for position 2. That's 10th and 11th. Quinn obviously in 10th. Just be Dylan here coming down the home straight, so he'll get that over Quinn. We'll see where Quinn comes out.
Here, hang on a second. Hang on. Hey, Blake.
Good evening.
Seeing you're the man that we usually call upon to do a hot lap, and seeing you coming up to the start-finish line, can you start us off?
I don't know any of the quarters, but we can give it a go.
I love your dedication, mate. You're a legend. No, we were just saying before Corey said, geez, it would be pretty funny to drag one of the guys in to do a lap. And I said, oh, I just saw you coming up to the start, and I know we've used you a few times in the past, but no, we won't do that to you. It's
You have used me, Dougie, and it's
4
I
minutes
usually
of torture.
You're feeling used and abused, are you, mate?
confused and disappointed. Usually,
Well, you might be relieved to be in here rather than that chat down below. It was pretty tense when I went down there to talk to Sean before.
it is a bit tense.
So he didn't. From what we saw under the replay, like it was obviously a bit of a bad, unfortunate late braking serve from Leith on Macca there, but he didn't appear to have what we could see any significant damage. Did he come up with a meatball or anything, or was he just did he just had enough?
I didn't get the drop on that one. All I heard was that I think Leith just completely missed his braking marker.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I don't think Shorty had too much of a problem with it. But he's literally just left the server as we speak, so he does have a bit of a problem.
Well, he pulled the pin. He towed to pit lane after that, so I guess that's enough. We just see Stefan McCartan wrap up another fastest lap of the race on a 3:24.23 now.
Wow.
But I tell you what, the slowdowns have been the deciding factor in tonight's race. That's for sure,
Okay.
particularly in those first few laps.
Is it just because usually when you have them, the time increase then keeps stacking if you don't clear them? Is that what's been the problem, or is it people just not wanting to bleed off that much speed on a straightaway and give away all those positions?
Yeah, I think that's the hard thing as well. Is do you just take it on the chin and get it over and done with, or do you try and do it a bit more strategically? But yeah, they're certainly taken a lot of people out of that top podium position running in the first few laps. That's for sure.
Yes. So what do you reckon? Do you reckon it would have been a different race night tonight if we hadn't have been persuaded earlier by the abundance of the drivers to all go out and do the rain dance to make it go away?
Quite possibly, mate. I think she's been a tricky enough race in the dry, so I hate to think what it would have been like with a bit of precipitation in the air.
Yes. No, I think we were lucky, if I remember correctly. I had a look at it about a week and a half ago when I was updating the points after the last rain event we had, and thought, geez, yeah, that was a wee bit on the nose, was a bit heavier than expected.
Yeah.
And I believe it had said there was going to be some brief rain showers throughout today, but obviously real live weather statistics and data always flowing through into iRacing and things getting updated on the fly. This time of year is obviously proven to be not too bad.
A bit more mild.
Track a little bit warmer though.
Yeah, it's interesting, because
He is. Wait till he tries to go past and then just pull the right hand down.
you reckon?
Yep, you'll see it in a
Okay.
second.
All right.
He's too much of a nice guy. I couldn't do that to him, and you're too much of a nice guy. You couldn't do that to anyone, could you, mate?
Oh, Quinn's just had another big slide.
Whoa.
Blake will like the sound of that because he's chasing him.
Yes. He's still a wee way up the road, though.
He's
Well, you've just reeled him in by about another 3 seconds, and that time's still dropping pretty rapidly at the moment as he gets back up to speed.
And so, has everyone done their 2 pit stops?
Almost.
can confirm there are only a couple of cars left to do that.
Yeah. I think a couple
Okay.
of cars there.
Well, here we go.
One car from each class. So Dylan in the GT3 currently running second, yet to take his second stop, and Stefan McCartan leading GTP, also yet to take his second stop.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a
Oh, that's
20.
not ideal.
22-second lead.
Keep it off the tyres, well done. Well, you've held him off in that chicane.
He's much faster than me, so I don't think it'll last much longer.
Mustang, mate. Mustang.
I love it how I think it was only a week or so ago Corey was adamant he wanted to catch you making a grand pass, but here we see you making the grand defend.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be exercise in futility, unfortunately, because Nico's very, very quick here tonight.
Well, you're doing well, mate. So look, I'm going to chuck you back downstairs. It's been lovely to talk to you again, and thanks for exciting us around here at this really long road in France.
Oh no, thank you, boys. Oh, we've just had a big bump draft. Sorry, boys. But no, thank
We've
you,
seen
boys.
it, mate.
We
We've seen it.
appreciate all your hard work, and we'll see you after, eh?
Very good, mate. Take care.
Alrighty, catch you, boys.
Blood, sweat, and tears up here, mate.
Good luck, mate.
Thanks, mate.
I don't know how he does it. He's literally like tuning into like one of the greats from Super, from the Super V8s. Or they're going and chugging away round over the mountain, all just casual, just racing, not a care in the world. And here he is, he's got Nico actually bumping him along the straightaway to try and get a little bit of position, and they're still going at it.
It reminds me of Peter Brock.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. One arm on the window as he's talking to the broadcast guys, 300 k's down Conrod Straight.
Yeah, in an old Commodore. Yeah, fantastic, and it's awesome to see that footage, being shared around today.
The Mustang certainly had the legs, but it'll be interesting to see if Blake can put himself in a position of upset. Nico's certainly got that car dialed in. It was rapid on that balance change of position, and it just made up another few tenths of a second pulling away from him. So I think that's probably all over Red Rover, unless Nico has a bad moment, and can confirm. Obviously, we were actually no, we're still obviously wondering whether Nico's going to come in and take a second stop, get some tyres. I'm going to momentarily mute our chats while I have a talk to my fellow admin officer here for our HPR series. Stand by. Rightio. And so let's have a bit of a lookies around and see what's actually happening out there and how far apart people are from one another. But this man's been on the hard charge right from woe to go, or go to woe, woe to go to go. We'll go to go, because he hasn't stopped yet. A minute 52, he's leading second place there. That's
Wow.
says something else, doesn't it, Corey? Yes, Doug, it does. Thanks, Corey. Michael van der Haas back to Jack Hunt's. A little bit more of a time. Jack actually that time falling away quite a bit there over that last few corners. Himself a minute 5 behind second place. So just no, sorry, no, let's not do that. That's the wrong way round. No, is it? That was indeed, yeah. So from Stefan back to Michael was 1:10, and Jack is 23 seconds back from Mike. That's better because that had leapt out to 1:05 there for a second, but I thought it looked a bit odd.
That's right, Duck. Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Sorry, I did say I was getting up. I'd be back in a minute, but you obviously did not hear that.
No.
I am now back, and I can confirm Dylan Petch is up 12 spots and is our biggest mover so far into 7th. Quinn Wilson up 10 and 10th. Adam Hughes up 8 and 15th. Paul Blomqvist up 9 and 9th. Hey, that's wow.
There we go.
But not much going on. As we see Dylan Petch coming in for his second pit stop. We've done it again, Douglas.
Oh, sorry, mate. We're both. I heard a name and I clicked on a name. That's the that's the camera operator and me.
So now we've got 3 guys up 10 spots. And they could all be friends, I think, all in a Ferrari.
Here we go. So a couple of the boys coming into pit lane, doing their thing. Don't believe either of them are going to lose too much out of coming in and getting their pit stops out of the way. Leading the GT3 field, respectively, with a 51 second gap back to P2, which in similar worlds I'd say is pretty bang on about the same type of time difference that Stefan's got over Michael. If you look at the speed difference of those cars.
Yeah, no, you'd be pretty bang on, mate. That is pretty close, and I'd say we'll get one more lap. What do you reckon? I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to get white flag this time round, I'd say.
It will be interesting to see
no, we won't.
What happens. No, I think we'll still get another couple happening yet. Nathan there in P2 with Paul Blomqvist sitting not too far off in spot number 3. Only just under a second and a half behind Nathan Gardner there. I suppose it all comes into play of how much fuel is everyone working with at this time of the game as well. Has anyone tried to short fill a little bit to try and get a position early on? That then means they have to try and save a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, well, we do know there's one person in this field that knows how to fuel save, and that's Paul Blomqvist.
Indeed.
What about Blake Greenhill?
Darren Lobb can save fuel. Balaki, is he a fuel saver, or is he just...
He's a very good fuel saver.
Yeah.
He one-stopped a few...
He'll be easy on the foot.
Yeah, he one-stopped quite a few races in our summer series a couple of years ago where we thought we'd set it up to be nigh on impossible to one-stop it, and he managed to save enough fuel to do it.
Yep.
There we go. I stand corrected.
I think out of there was about 6 or 7 races where he proved to upset the race directors on that one, where everyone else was having to come in for a couple of stoppages, and yet he was able to do it on just the one. Often, bringing the rag out of from the oil pan to fuel the car across the line, but certainly had achieved it.
We did wonder if the Property Edge was just a little bit too cheap to pay for the extra fuel for him.
Yeah. So these guys have had a great bit of a battle and changing position. We'll have a quick looky back at that.
Yeah, it's a hard track to block at without being obnoxious about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, plenty of long straights and high speed zones that mean if you got the speed and you're able to carry the momentum out of the previous corner, you can normally find a way by one way or the other, no matter which way the guy in front tries to defend, unless he starts weaving all over the road, which would obviously be crossing a line and probably draw some sort of penalty post race as if it got caught in as a ticket.
We could almost go another lap here. Stefan McCartan is on his next lap.
Wow, look how many
He's going to get
about
round
to go by
another
the
lap,
leaders.
and it's going to go another again.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go, so I think we're going to get this one and then one more, I think.
Is it
Or
just
4
me,
minutes to go
or
now, but
Nathan doesn't seem to be moving along very quickly there? Could just be me. 229. Oh, catch Paul at the breaking point. That doesn't really help, does it? Yeah, Quinn Wilson, what's he
well,
doing?
that gap's certainly
280.
opened up.
So Nathan,
Potentially see a bit of slowdown there.
I just thought he was just cruising along a little bit too slowly. Does he keep moving up the speed a bit? Must have had a slowdown because there's obviously nothing mechanically wrong with that car being able to exceed 240 kilometres an hour. Leith and Roger.
Actually, there was an update I was going to give you a moment ago, but you were in mid-conversation about something else, and I put it to the side and then forgot to come back to it. Was that Kristen Jenkins had ticked over those 17 incident points to get a drive-through penalty, and he's actually sitting in the pits right now as well, and not on track.
No, he gone.
Not showing as having disconnected, so...
He's not there.
Oh, sorry, he is showing as having disconnected. Just looking at the fact that those others that have disconnected have got the checkered flag next to their names where he hasn't. I wonder if that's because those others have actually withdrawn from the session after they've disconnected as well, where he might be still registered in the session. So I think this time by Stefan will be getting that white flag. Just gone down under 2 minutes remaining now, and it takes about 3.5 minutes for these GTPs to get around the track.
They certainly know how to do it, don't
They do. With the gap he's got, he could actually just about bleed out the remaining time, and although a minute 15 and has a minute and a half to bleed off, so he'd probably just lose the lead if he tried to do that. So not going to play any silly games, he's going to push on with it, and he can cruise for what will be his final lap. Next time he comes through the start-finish line, that will be it.
Yep. And Darren Lobb, actually not too far up ahead of him here, so on to that final lap, and I imagine if he can get Darren, it'll be all over Red Rover. He'll trigger the white flag for Darren also.
If you're in Stefan's position here, would you be tempted to just sit him behind Darren so that he has to do another lap?
I don't think he's that sort of racer. Really.
I mean, he could certainly afford to, but no, he's going to go around him, so that will bring up the white flag for Darren as well now, and yeah, I think by the time these guys get around to the checkered flag, there's actually going to be a considerable gap between them, because there is quite a large pace difference between these cars, especially on a track like this with a lot of wide open throttle zones. Certainly much greater
watch
speed.
it, Corey.
Yeah, you just clicked on it and you'd done the same thing. I was like, oh god, so I clicked on someone else.
Sorry, Shane, we're both battling over the microsecond counters on our side panels, and We both brought up the same view for people to watch at the same time.
That's absolutely fine.
But hey, it means
We're in sync. Oh, so we see.
so we've
Oh!
see, sorry folks, you could have seen that on the big screen, but Corey's such a bully.
I'm sorry, Leaf. I got that live.
It hasn't really, but it hasn't been Leith's night, has it? He's had a couple of issues in early rotation. Go the safety car.
Yeah, just jumped to the. Someone said Porsche, and boom, we were there.
Yeah. No, we're just like, yeah, unfortunately, it's not very like Leith. If it would put proof to the pudding, Shane, that if we were out there and Leith's having dramas like this tonight, it certainly wouldn't be a favourable driving night for either of us.
Absolutely agree with that.
I feel like Darren might be fuel saving. His last lap was a 4 minute 19.
Stefan coming in towards the end of the lap now, and the end of the race, coming through the Porsche curves for the last time, and into the Ford curves.
Well and truly in control of that car. He'll be able to do a burnout, load the car, come and have a hot dog and a race debrief before the rest of these guys finish up.
Oh, do you want to put in the chat, Shano, about jumping in the lounge for a McYarny?
Can do.
Well done, Stefan. That's awesome, mate. It certainly looks like it'll be your season to take again. The points are pretty close, so as long as you keep turning up to the rest of them, it should be signed, sealed, and delivered. Darren Lobb, well done, congratulations, taking out spot number 2. Oh, sorry, spot number 1 in the GT3 field. As I click onto Van der Haas, who's sitting there in second. GTP class car.
Yeah, Paul Palimka's the next one to come home in the GT3 there, just towards the last chicane and onto the final home stretch and across the line for him. Coming home in second.
Great effort. And not too far behind him was Nathan Gardner, who held on to third spot there as well. Van der Haas across the line there now.
Yeah, Quinn Wilson as well. One more corner left for Balaki. Bring it home. In 5th in the GT3.
Indeed, yep.
Little pitch.
Third spot for Jack Hunt as he rolls through the last corner of strips. Another podium for him. He'll be very happy about that. Yep, celebrating nicely. And not too far behind was Stan Turner, who's taken out 4th spot, and that's a great result for Dan there. Well done, mate.
Yeah, Nico there, good recovery, bringing that home in 7th in the GT3 after being right to the back of the field there at one point for him.
Yeah. There we go, that is Roger Forbert, who's finished up in 8th spot. Leith Swinney there in 9th. Adam Hughes from what was the back of the field up into 10th spot overall. Steve Darren is still a wee way out the back. A few more corners to cycle. We will watch him bring it home while we start making some rounds to finish up our stream. A few guys still celebrating out there. No one jumped into the waiting room just yet. But yeah, I think just wanted to say just a quick thank you before we do all the sign-off stuff, but for those of you who have tuned in tonight and were patient with us as we had those early on technical difficulties, certainly appreciate you for sticking around to watch what was our third round of endurance racing under the MRP HPR Series. And we have had Jack slide into the waiting room, so one of the boys bring him on in and ask him how his racing went this evening. Knock knock.
Evening.
Here he is. Well done, mate. Third spot, Jack Hunts.
Thanks very much.
You've got a few of those podiums sitting around your neck now.
Podium leader.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my best.
Must be hard to stand with a podium hanging around your neck.
It's not as heavy as I'd like it to be, but, you know.
It's all made out of carbon fibre these days, folks.
It was a pretty uneventful race there for the GTP class. There wasn't a lot of close racing between the field. How did you find those 22 laps, Jack?
It was more strategy the whole race, really. You know, being in Le Mans, it's all about endurance, and it's one of my favourite tracks, and I know it fairly well, so did what I could. I think I ended up with just over a litre left in the tank by the end of it.
That's some strategy there. Incident points wise, how did you get through? You managed to put any on the board?
Just a couple. I was having a bit of a daydream around India.
Yep.
So
it's understandable.
But nothing too bad. I didn't lose that much time, to be fair.
Very good. Well, and once again, you'll certainly be happy with another third spot. Obviously, points wise, you and Aaron very close. I believe there was only about 3 points separating you two between second and third on the overall points championship tier there. Aaron finishing down a couple of spots tonight, so you will jump him. And with 2 more races to go, how are you feeling about wrapping up the season?
Yeah, it's I'm pretty happy with how I've done this year. Obviously, it's this season rather. Obviously, could be better, could be a lot worse. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we'll leave that one with you, Jack. And do you want to make any quick shout-outs to anyone there, mate?
Yeah, first of all, thanks to everyone. It was pretty clean racing. Everyone gave lots of room, so really appreciate that. Thanks to sponsor Racing Creative, Trundles, and shout out to my partner, Leighton, and the PSR crew.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
And we also had joining us there was our podium champion for tonight, with the number one firmly between his legs, Stefan McCartane. How are we?
Yeah, good, man. Yourself?
Very, very well. Enjoyable evening. Talking about you guys going around and doing your thing. I'd hate to try and count on one hand how many times you yawned this evening with your minute 19 gap over P2 at the end of the race here.
Nah, GD3's kept it interesting, to be honest, especially through the Porsche curves. I think a bit of netcode might have got between me and Sean ended up in the fence, but yeah. Oh well.
Yes, there was an interesting one. We'd wondered about what happened there, coming around the was that through the back section of the track?
Yeah, through the last bit of the Porsche curves. My screen I was about half a car width away, and I only got a 0x to a 1x. So on my end, I didn't hit him, but that corner is pretty notorious for netcode, even through the 24-hour. That was the weekend just gone. You'd have car widths of netcode happening then when trying to pass people, and it's always sort of been like that. I think it's just the speed differential that these cars can go versus the GT3, and the whole game just sort of can't keep up with it, so it just generates a netcode, but
So
just an unfortunate part of it.
So I'm not too sure if you picked that up there, Shane. What Stefan's saying is he knew it was going to happen and he did it anyway. No, we were trying to break it down because it was that negligible amount of difference. There certainly didn't appear to be any major contact, but none of the angles we could see differentiated as to whether there was a touch or not. But we sort of deduced that it was probably likely to be netcode as well. Just unfortunate, and it was probably the beginning of the sorrow frown that finished his evening. It dropped him down a few spots, and then he got into a bit of drama a wee while later on, and he decided that was enough of him racing for tonight. So yeah, if he blames you, you'll just have to just take it on the chin.
I kind of expected, but it was quite interesting about how my first pit stop, I was like coming up to the GT3, so I was like, oh, I'll pit, and then I look in the mirror and himself, and I think it was Blomqvist, have crashed and spun at the last corner, and I'm like, oh, glad I pitted.
There we go. What was happening there? Sorry, my bad. That's all right. Just the computer having a hissy at me on the side. Yes, no, sorry, caught that, and that's it's all good. Couple more races to go, Stefan, and you're obviously, I think you're sitting nearly 100 points clear of what was P2. I mean, they may not have just quite exceeded that gap just yet, but obviously this season going very, very well for you. What's your plan for the next couple of races and moving forward? Will we see you make a comeback for the spring series, which we've just announced today on our social engagements?
So definitely back for spring series. I might even be back in the supercars for that one. I've got a couple of things within the team that's happening in the near future, so I sort of need to get back into rhythm with one of those beasts. And yeah, I'll definitely be back in HPR and GDP again. Not sure if I'm actually going to be here next week for VIR. I already have with the way the drop round system works, I have the 3 out of the 4 wins so far. And I'm a bit busy, so I might be away next week, and then I'll be back for Coda, which is going to be just avoiding all the off-track for an hour and 15 minutes.
And what is finishing the season up with our final endurance race, as you pointed out, an hour and 15 of avoiding carnage there at Circuit of the Americas. So we're looking forward to it, and but you pointed obviously maybe a bit more of a comeback in some of the V8 racing. Is any of that influenced by our up and coming endurance racing and potentially one of the iRacing special events?
A little bit. So we've recently to Blackout OPR acquired one Mr. Thomas Freeman, who races in Scott. So I'll be joining him currently as the plan for the endurance series of that. And then obviously we've got the Super Simblack Enduro Cup that we're gonna do as sort of practice. To try and nail down setups and strategies and all of that sort of carry on stuff, so we have a bit of an idea what we're doing coming into Scott.
Cool.
And then generally with the release of Gen 3 being very close to not next season but the season after, so end of the year, just sort of trying to get back into a rhythm of driving the harder cars, because in my theory, if you can drive the hardest cars, you can drive the easier cars. Which sort of getting back into the supercars and the Porsche Cup, with the big New Zealand race coming up for that as well.
Yep.
So that's coming up pretty quick.
Mega event.
Yeah, and luckily enough, I've been given a community spot straight through to the final, so I've got to do a lot of practice now. And probably arguably some of the tracks I'm not the best at, but either way, I'll put an effort in and see what I can do.
well, hey, that sounds good, and it's awesome to hear what teams have planned moving forward for the series and amongst the iRacing platform as well. Like I said, we're certainly lucky to have people like yourself here backing our series and giving people a bit of a goal, to push themselves to do better, and we certainly enjoy the feedback and the support that you give to the other guys there as well. So thank you, mate, and we hope you enjoy the remainder of the season, and look forward to catching you next week.
Yeah, cheers, guys. See you next week.
There we go. All right, you guys can do a bit of paper, scissors, rock if you want, and work out who's going to wrap up the stream.
It's a nice black screen you got going there.
I know, but it's my
Dark. It's night time.
Yeah, my iRacing just went, no, the session's finished, and you can have a whole bunch of that. So that's what it gave me.
Well, you're Raider.
Yeah.
I did notice that Wayne's did that last week on the V8s as well. So, a bit weird. But anyway, that was round 10 of the HPR Series endurance race at Le Mans, hour and 15 minutes, and that's all wrapped up. So thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with us through our technical difficulties at the start there. Glad we were able to eventually get it up and running nicely for you. Thanks to MRP for sponsoring the HPR Series, and our race week sponsor this week was Stanmore Road Auto Parts. We had that up on the initial stream, but didn't quite get that up, as I think Doug's going to try and bring it up now in OBS.
Pressure.
He's looking for it. He's looking for it. He's looking for it. He's found it. There we go. Stanmore Road Auto Parts. Even a nice phone number there for you to dial up if you're in Christchurch and want some auto parts.
Stanmore Road Autoparts.com.
There we go.
There you go. Corey's all over it.
And hit them up for your NGK spark plug needs. It's discounted at the moment.
I don't know if they're discounted. Don't quote me on that.
Corey said it.
They are discounted now, and Corey will pay the difference.
Yeah. It's like getting blood out of a stone. That would be.
Yeah, Corey's got the good deal. You buy 5, you get 4.
Yeah. Yeah, even buy half a dozen and get 2.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, but no, cheers to Andrew and the team at Stanmore Road Auto Parts for weekly sponsorship. It's the little guys like you that help prop up us to be able to bring you guys a stream. So yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Mega. And appreciate you guys coming along, and Shane for letting me take the helm for tonight. Even though it was a bit of a rocky start, we got there in the end, and we've got some more troubleshooting moving forward, so we'll be able to sort all that out. So thank you again to the viewers. We will catch you all again next week on Tuesday with the V8s. Ka kite anō.